Hi, everyone. My name is Dr. David P. Perrodin, and welcome to the Week 1 Fireside Chat for Educational Leadership 655, Pupil Services, and Non-Discrimination. This week begins on Monday, January 22nd, 2024, and concludes on Sunday, January 28th, also 2024. If you haven't already posted your biography in Moodle, please do so as soon as possible. Make sure that you obtain the course text and email me by Friday if you want to be in a learning team with somebody else. Print off the course calendar, and remember, you have the phone call final option at the end of this class. We have 4 overarching themes for this class: discretion, best interest, Board of Education policy, and induction. Not just words, folks. They're words on this mug. Week 1, Foundations of Pupil Services Programs, Best Interests of the Child. It's a term in federal education law. It's laminated to context and situation. There's a long-standing legal standard that educators should act in the best interest of students, which means teachers having the right to use their discretion to determine what is in the student's best interest. Now, Stefkovich and O'Brien, and this is in a chapter in your book, School of Heirs, contend that there was no clear definition of the best interest of the child. Therefore, teachers and the like must use their discretion to make ethically wise decisions in the best interest of their child to the best of their ability. The discretion and authority afforded school officials must enhance student rights beyond what is provided in the Constitution. So best interest will always be subjective. It will be distilled from individual experiences, biases, perceptions of situations, and dynamic context. The question is, who believes that they have discretion? Who can exercise best interest of the student? Is it the teacher? Is it an aide? So what does that chain of command look like, vertical and then horizontal alignment for discretion in your district and from a pupil services program? Article inclusion, and the other kids turn to page 6 of that and check out this statement. Hold both school-wide and classroom meetings in which students can express themselves and their perceptions of how things are going. Schools do an underwhelming job of including students in the decisions that impact them. Ask, if a student went to start school here tomorrow, so you're asking a student this, how might they feel about our school? I mean, what would be their perceptions when they're walking down the hallways, when they're interacting with others? Timelines of inclusion. Non-discrimination practices have advanced much in America over the past 50 years. Don't lose track of that. You have participated and contributed to that work, which has made schools more inclusive and less prone to discrimination. The article, Working with Third Parties, helps expand this concept of pupil services. How do we become aware of third parties that are providing services and also their non-discrimination perspectives, and to make sure that those align with the perspectives of the school, and if not, how to have those fall into alignment. Third parties coming to school and providing mental health services to students has many benefits, and one is removing the barrier of discrimination due to poverty, not having the means to transport a child to the therapist setting or to pay for the session. My 2020 keynote, school staff did an amazing job pivoting during the pandemic and working to provide services to all students. Find positives in people and systems and take the time to amplify them. Hey, we never know if we're going to have to do that again. So from a pupil services perspective, how might that look? How might you amplify the great things that people did and do that rapidly? Post your special education percentages. That's also known as your October student count. Your special education director will have it. That count generates idea flow-through dollars that return to your district, but it breaks down by SLD, speech language, OHI, autism, and so on. What trends are you observing? For example, now that we have long COVID concerns, and that's been released through OCR, looking for things such as foggy thinking. That's actually a term. Are you seeing more OHI referrals due to long COVID? And if so, how has that changed your staffing and your evaluation process or your child find process? The week 1 reflective teaching annotation. Professional development is not only ongoing, but it must be informed by genuine data and not merely the conferences that people want to go to. the conferences that people have gone to in the last year or two, and then match them up to the organic data-driven needs in your district. For example, if truancy is a need area in your district and only one person has attended one truancy conference, maybe we need to shift more of an emphasis into that area. This week's discussion questions: 1, how are you educating staff, parents, and students about inclusion, harassment, bullying, and discrimination? And how do you check for understanding? You can make a meaningful difference by doing a simple readability check on your handbooks and communications to parents. A lot of that stuff is above a 12th grade level, believe it or not. So making sure that your materials are easy to access and also easy to find. If a parent is telling you, I spent 15 minutes on your website and I couldn't figure out how to report bullying, then you need to revisit that, right? It becomes a passive barrier. The second discussion questions: PTOs. Make sure everything is equitable and that local support provided for one specific school doesn't inadvertently contribute to haves and have-nots. Now, at the end of these fireside chats, there will also be shout outs for students. Now, we don't have that yet because we just get started, but hey, they're going to be there. Thanks again. Make this a terrific week 1, and then we'll be rolling into week 2. And Sunday night, we'll open the module for week 2, so you'll see that. And week 1 will still be there. And then as we keep going in class, things will just continue to build. So thank you.